Howdy ho, neighbors. I think I see my good buddy Jose Garza. My man, how are you? Thank you guys in advance for the streams, the favors. Holy smoke, Bendevolder's here. Is that Darwin? Oh man. Hey Darwin, thank you for being here. Appreciate you hanging out today on my stream. This is the Nooner, where I'm dropping noontime nuggets about either sales, business, or life. Very nice to see you here. For those of you that are on the stream, if you're not following, I don't want to butcher your last name, but it looks like Noguera. So Darwin Noguera, you can find him at Piano Man. This guy has got 10 digits of magic on him. Very good piano player, and he streams quite regularly. So if you can tune in, you get some live jazz. Jazz is a big thing for me. So if you're watching this, follow this cat. This guy knows what he's got. The guy knows what he's doing. That's what I'm trying to say, and he plays awesome. So definitely make sure you're tuning into that. Thank you guys for being here. Welcome, welcome. This is episode 60 of the Nooner. I am your host. My name is David Bradley. I'm going to be dropping noontime nuggets about sales, business, and or life. Today we're going to be looking at 3 ways you can guarantee a positive customer experience. So if this is your first time on the stream and you want to know a little bit more about me, let me introduce myself. My name is David Bradley. I'm a sales and first time on the stream and you want to know a little bit more about me, let me introduce myself. My name is David Bradley. I'm a sales and marketing manager with Grant Cardone and Cardone Training Technologies. What we do, we go into businesses large and small. This is businesses of 1 to 100 to 100,000. We can help you increase production for your business 15 to 30% by doing one thing, and that's simply helping you find and then handle missed opportunity, whatever that may be. So if you take a look at what your reality is now and then where your potential lies, we're going to help you close that gap. That's what we do. If you want more information on that, you can reach out to me, david@grantcardone.com. That's the email address, 310-777-0352. That is my direct number. Rings right at my desk, right behind me over there. 2 other things on me. I'm the author of a book called How to Stop Smoking Without Killing Anyone. Smoked the cigarettes for 15 years. Could not quit. Tried multiple times to quit. Failed miserably each and every single one. But I found a way to stop. And there is a difference. So much so that I haven't had a cigarette since May of 2002. Okay, so the techniques that I outline in my book, they work because they work for me. And if they work for me, who's a very committed smoker, they'll work for you. But this is not just about stopping smoking. This is about breaking habits. So think about a bad habit you got that you need to get rid of. That book will help, and we'll just use cigarettes as a metaphor. StopDon'tQuit.com, that's the website. 3rd thing on me, founder of a hashtag called Rich Man's Gym. This is my 2nd book in progress. I'm using that hashtag to sort of test and beta test and market concepts and techniques, but what this is about is home-based strength and conditioning for body, mind, and spirit. You don't have to go to the gym to look good naked. You can do it from home, you can do it from the local park, you can do it right out in your own backyard. Okay, so Rich Man's Gym will be a book all on that and how to do that. Edward Hopper coffee mug. So today, so you're customers, right? You are a customer, right? What's important to you as a customer? When you're out shopping and you're out buying, what do you need? And I want some comments below if you can take a moment. What's important to you as a customer? What do you need to have a positive experience? I'm going to be talking about what you can do from the business side, but I'd like to hear from you from the customer side about what's important to you. I know what's important to me is I like to be greeted. I like to feel welcome. I don't mind people approaching me and asking, can I help, if they're legitimately looking to help me. And I like people to suggest stuff. Hey, try this, or here's something that's new, or, I like that. I like to be taken on a journey when I go somewhere because I want to have an experience. So what's important to you? Would love to get some feedback from you on that. I'm going to talk about 3 things that you can do in your business for your company to guarantee. And I think, Darwin, this will be interesting too because you as a musician, you have a business as well, which is you, and you are a product, and you have to sell that product to people in order to book gigs and get more business for yourself so you can take care of your family. which you're at home last night. I was watching your practice, and you got the kids on the couch in the background, and the wife's there, and I mean, so you're working for a purpose that's significantly greater than you. So your ability to get out in the marketplace and generate revenue by doing what you love, number one, that's awesome, because not a lot of people get that luxury. But then number two, it's very, very important that you succeed because you've got a bigger purpose at home. So here are 3 things that people can do to guarantee a customer experience. So just to top this off, there's a concept that we have in our company that speed is power. The faster you can do something, the more powerful it is. Hey Laura, thanks for popping in. So one of the ways you can start thinking with, hey, if I'm taking this concept of speed is power, how do I incorporate that into creating a positive customer experience? And I'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. But just start thinking with, if you've got customers that you deal with, number one, the golden rule is always going to apply, which is, do unto others as you would have do unto you, but also how they want to be treated. You got to understand that, not everybody is like you, they're like them, and so they're going to have their own ways that they want to be treated. So you want to keep an eye out on how they're behaving so you can duplicate that behavior and make sure you're taking them through an effective process that works not just for you, but for them, because that's really who this is about. So if you're selling something traditional, is your customer's shopping process and buying process the same now as it was in, say, 1985 or 1980 or 1995 for that matter? Okay, the internet totally has changed the way people shop and buy, and it has also shortened the cycle of a purchase. Does that make sense? So if you want to learn about a product, you don't go to 3 or 4 different stores anymore. What do? You go to 3 or 4 different stores' website. You go to Google, right? So before most people go to Best Buy, they're on Best Buy's website, right? Before most people go to a car dealership, they're on the car dealer's website, looking for and collecting data so that when they get there, hopefully, this thing doesn't take too long. Because nobody wants to spend their whole life or their whole day or their whole week or a whole afternoon in a store. Make sense? So the first thing to start thinking with across the board is that speed is power in this market, in this economy. So that's not even the first tip. That's the mindset I want you to have as we go into these tips. Okay, so the next thing I want you to have thinking about as you go into this is whether if you have a business and you have people that give you money for your product or your service, then you're obviously you're in sales. Would you treat your customer? Well, let me rephrase the question. Would you treat your Uncle Joe differently than a customer, a regular customer? The answer hopefully should be no. The experience that you deliver to your Uncle Joe when he comes to your store should be the exact same as a customer. You want your customer to feel like Uncle Joe. Does that make sense? Think about that for a second, especially if you're exchanging money, right? So here's the 3 things, okay? This is how to guarantee, without a shadow of a doubt, you do these 3 things, your customers will have a good experience every single time. Okay, number 1, get your attitude right. Clear out the noise. That's the first step. Hold on. My computer's doing something funky. Sometimes you got to bring the funk back in. This music is designed to do just that. It's designed to clear out the noise, get the attitude right. Okay? I cannot come onto this nooner with a bad attitude. Period. And I don't care what's going on over there, back there. I can't come onto this thing with a bad attitude. It's not fair to you. Okay? It's not fair to your customer to show up to work or an appointment with a bad attitude. So whatever noise is happening, get rid of it. There's multiple ways you can do that. You can watch a video on YouTube. You can listen to some positive music. You can read a motivational book. You can crack open a Bible. Doesn't matter how you do it, but you got to do it. Okay? You can't let any outside noise Or even inside noise, because this little dude can try and sabotage you sometimes too, right? He'll try and talk you out of all kinds of stuff. So what can you do every single day before you show up to work to make sure that when you're there, man, I'm here, okay? And if you've got a team of people under you, then you have a responsibility and an obligation to make sure that your guys and gals are jacked up when they get to work. Okay, so that's step number one. Clear out the noise. Start your day with positivity. King Tut just hopped on my stream here. Amazite Bay. Amazite Bay, thank you for being here. I love your little, what's that called? Why am I blanking on what that thing is called? That's not an emoticon. Why is that name in my head? Somebody help me out here. What is that? Either way, your profile pic is awesome. Thank you. Hey, and appreciate the restream. Okay, so we're talking about, so it looks like you just hopped on. So what I'm talking about are 3 different ways to guarantee a positive customer experience. And the first thing is to clear out all the noise and to make sure that you have a good attitude, because your good attitude is contagious to other people. And if your customer showed up in a bad attitude, not your problem, but how they leave totally is. Okay, and the only way you're going to be able to do that is to make sure that you're in a good mood yourself. So wipe your feet at the door. Don't bring any past whatever into work today. Start your day off positive. Clear out the noise. Okay, so that's step number 1. Step number 2, shorten the process. Okay, so at the very beginning of this, what did I say? I said speed is power, right? And that's a quote from my boss, Grant Cardone. Speed is power. The faster you can do something, the more efficient and effective it is. And let's look at some real world examples outside of business and selling. Ronda Rousey, UFC women's bantamweight champion. Okay, she knows all about speed is power. She knocks people out and submits people first round in under a minute. That's her process. That's her modus operandi, because she knows the faster. If you're in a fight, you want it to end as quickly as possible, right? It's the safest thing for you. Minimizes your risk. Okay, you go into other areas of combat, right? The SEAL Team 6, when they go in to take Bin Laden down, they didn't like dilly-dally around on that deal, right? They took their time getting in so they didn't get discovered. But man, once you execute, let's get this thing over and done with. Okay, so now how does that apply to selling and business? Okay, like I was saying earlier, customers are spending more time on the internet researching you, your company, and your products. So when they come in, they're pretty much done already. There's a statistic in the auto industry that 5-10 years ago, a customer would go to maybe 5 or 6 different dealerships before they actually made a decision and purchased. Now, in today's market, courtesy of the internet, people are going to 1.4. Okay. Now, what that tells me is that if you're the 0.4, you totally blew it. Okay, so don't be the 0.4. And I think that stat would probably apply to most businesses. People do not want to spend all day at a car dealership, never did really, and they certainly don't want to spend all day at Best Buy buying a phone. Give me my phone. The faster you can get somebody in and out, the more money you're going to make. Guaranteed. Okay? So what can you do? Think about your business. What are some things that you can do to shorten that deal? Okay, so a customer says, hey, I'm interested. The faster you get them to congratulations, thank you, the better off you're going to be. So just start thinking with what are some ways that I can do this. You want to make it as simple as humanly possible for people to give you money. Does that make sense? Like the easier it is for someone to give you money, the better off it's going to be, right? So what do we got? Get your head on right, shorten the process. Number 3, have fun. Have fun, okay? Because if you're not having fun at work, there's no freaking way your customer is. I like having fun, okay? Now, I don't know about you, but I spend more time working than I do playing. Jose, do you spend more time working or do you spend more time playing? Bill, what about you? Laura, what about you? Right? People spend more time at work than they do at their own home. So if you're going to be there for that amount of time, freaking have a good time there, right? Do something, enjoy it. Make sure that your experience is positive. Because if your experience isn't positive, there's no way it's going to be positive for your customer. Does that make sense? And I think that ties in with step number 1, which is to make sure you show up with your head on right. But you got to keep it on right all day long. Okay, so some of the things we tell our clients is, hey, make sure you're doing a daily sales meeting, not to talk about what everybody did wrong, but to get everybody pumped up and excited, motivated before the game. Yeah, work is a game. Okay, imagine if you just treated it that way. Played the game. Okay, so before other games like football or baseball, or, well, there's football, soccer, and then there's football, basketball, baseball, MMA, which we're talking about. Nobody takes the field or the octagon or the pitch without getting motivated. Okay? And then they maintain that motivation throughout the entire game, right? Look at baseball, right? Before the game, what do? They practice. Right before the game, what do? They practice. In between innings, what are they doing? They practice. Okay, but part of that is getting yourself and keeping yourself motivated. So all day long, make sure that you are keeping yourself motivated and that what you're doing is fun, that you're enjoying your day. Right? Hey, we just had somebody else pop in. Let me just say hi. Shout out Tony T-Lee58. Thank you for hanging out, man. Appreciate you being here. Let's see. A streaming addict. Okay, cool. I'm going to follow you then. And gospel and smooth jazz the most. That's what you love of music. Well, right on. That's fantastic. Dave Grusin. You like Dave Grusin? I love Dave Grusin. The soundtrack to the Fabulous Baker Boys is amazing. If you haven't picked that up, definitely recommend it. Also, shout out to, who is that? Big Texas Gravy. That's a great handle, man. Thank you for being here and welcome. So, hey, what are you guys hearing from me so far that you like? What's making sense? What's resonating with you? What are you doing now? Which of the 3 things are you doing consistently? Is it that daily meeting to get your head on right? Have you actively shortened your process, or are you loving what you do? Which of those things do you do the most of right now? And then also, what could you be better at? Right? Like, I know I'm really good at having fun while I'm doing what I do. I know I'm really good at making sure I get motivated, but I'd love to shorten my process a little bit, right? I'll just be frank. I'll be honest. I mean, we're all in sales here. We're all doing this. So can I shorten my process a little bit? Would love to be able to work on that. So that's something I'm going to take with me. What are you taking with you? Shoot a tweet out to me at davidrbradley.com. This has been episode 60 of The Nooner. And I promise you this, if you can solve these 3 riddles, showing up to work on time with your game face on, positive, motivated, wipe your feet at the door, shorten your process, and have fun all the live-long day, your customer, that will resonate with your customer base every single time. So make that a daily habit, make these daily rituals. If I can help you in any way, shape, or form, feel free to reach out to me. At David R. Bradley on the Twitter. David at Grant Cardone is the email address. You can call me direct, 310-777-0352. This has been episode 60 of The Nooner. I will see you guys tomorrow. Taking topic suggestions. If I don't get one from you, I'll do my own. But thank you for being here. Have a great rest of the Thursday.